Welcome back. It is still Afrosport now in focus. Nigeria's Reuben Chinyelu won the NCAA's men's basketball tournament on Monday night when the Florida Gators rallied to a 65-63 win over the Houston Cougars in the championship game, which took place in San Antonio. Chinyelu played mainly at the NIS Court here in Nigeria at the National Stadium in Lagos before attending the NBA Academy in Dakar, Senegal. He also competed in the Basketball Africa League twice, where he played for Beira in 2022 and Stade Malien in 2023. A 21-year-old who was born in Anambra State and is studying to become a dentist finished the game with 3 points and 5 rebounds in 19 minutes, joining Charles Okwandu and Daniel Ochefu as the only Nigerians to win an NCAA men's national title. Florida won their third NCAA title and first since the back-to-back championships of 2006 and 2007. I'm glad to tell you that we have got a basketball expert here at Afrosport, Ibikunle Salako, joining me on the show today. Ibikunle, it's great to have you.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for having me on the show.
All right, let's get into it very quickly. It's starting to become something of a tradition for Nigeria, and indeed a lot of Africans to be part of this it's called Match Madness in the United States. When the final game does go ahead, it feels like there's always a Nigerian/African representation. Just how much do you know about Reuben Chinyelu, though, the latest Nigerian to have picked up this honor?
Yeah, like you said, it's great having Nigerians being in and around these beautiful moments and the Match Madness. He's left school for a very long time. Like, he played here in Lagos. He was born in Anambra State, played here in Lagos, mostly at the NIS Court in the National Stadium in Surulere there. He's been mentored by an ex-Nigerian international, Olumide. He also played for, I think, Olumide's Warriors some time back. Great kid. Was first at Washington State. From Washington State, I played a year in Washington State in 2023-2024. That was in his first year as a freshman. Then he's in his sophomore year now with Florida Gators. Great guy. Played 2 seasons in the BAL, 2022 and 2023. The first year in BAL, he played for Beira, for Okwandu Beira. Then the second year, he played for Stade Malien. Helped them, finish third in that tournament with a certain Kevin Amayo, who now plays for the Rivers Hoopers. Good guy. He led SCC in rebounds this year, so he's a big guy, about 6'10", 6'11", great rebounder, very solid on defense. Maybe doesn't score as much points as he should, but on the defensive end, you are very, very sure of what you are getting from Chinyelu. So it's always very nice when you see Nigerians, either young or old, being around these brilliant conversations in basketball and just the world of sport generally.
All right, in terms of the actual game, though, a lot of Nigerians probably don't understand the culture, and this isn't a professional game. This is like collegiate basketball. How has it become such a huge thing in the U.S.?
Well, it's the American cinema. Match Madness has been going on for as far as I can remember. It even has this feel of probably more importance than even the NBA sometimes, because you watch it, look at how filled and how jam-packed stadiums are, how interesting it is. You look at the fans, the students, the rivalry. It tells you a lot about sports in the United States and how far Nigeria as a country still has to go. I started following the Match Madness from the round of 16. I saw the round of 16. I saw the final 8. Looked at the final 4, and you look the Elite 8 rather, before the Final Four and before the championship game. And you look at these young stars, their lives are settled. You look at Florida Gators, number 1, their starting point guard, Walter Clayton Jr. That's definitely going to be around the first round pick in the NBA anytime. You look at LJ Cryer, who was on the other side for the Houston Cougars. These guys look the real deal from college. And it's really important that even down here in Africa, down here in Nigeria, we start building that culture from youth system. We need to go back to the way it used to be, secondary school to universities, and that's something that really helped the United States, both in basketball, be it football, with they call soccer, NHL, MLB, whatever it is. They have that belief in their youth system, and that's why they spend so much money in the collegiate aspect of things. You hear college coaches earning as much as $50 million. Look at Bill Belichick, former head coach of the New England Patriots in the NFL. Now he's coaching in college and he's on like a $50 million for 5-year contract. So it just tells you how big the culture of collegiate sports is in the US, and it's something that Nigeria and Africa as a whole needs to imbibe very, very soon.
It'll be very, very interesting. So from this point, though, where does Reuben Chinyelu go? He's now won the NCAA title with the Gators. What's the pathway for players like him now?
Yeah, like you said, he's won the title. He's a champion. You can't take that away from him. But he's still a sophomore. He's in his second year. So he has the option of obviously finishing in uni. He has 2 more years. He's studying to become a dentist. He said he wants to be a doctor to help people back home here in Nigeria. But you look at him, maybe he's not averaging as much points as he should average. But in terms of the defensive aspect of the game, he's a great rebounder. He's a big-time shot blocker. Good, solid defender. He doesn't get beaten. He doesn't get beaten on perimeter a lot, because I saw their Final Four game against Auburn, where they came back from 8 points down after the first half, and it was really key to them in that game. It was really very important, him stopping Johnny Boone of Auburn. So he's a guy that you can bank on the defensive side of things. And when you look at the NBA, people think it's just about the star names like Steph Curry's, the LeBron, the Shai Alexanders, but something that is really important in the NBA is role players. And if you know your role, if you know how to play your role, fantastic. You can spend 10, 15, 20 years in the NBA. So somebody like Reuben, if he decides to, enter the draft to play in the NBA, you can bank on the fact that, okay, this is going to be a defensive juggernaut. This is somebody that you can rely on to get you rebounds. And let's not forget, like I said earlier, if you know your role, if you know how to play your role very, very well in the NBA, you spend donkey years in the NBA, you earn good money in the NBA. So if you can, maybe reduce his foul, because if you watch the championship game, it was a bit temperamental. Got caught for quick fouls early on, got that technical foul when after slamming the ball on the ground after that call from the referee. But if he can, develop himself, he's great at rebounding. He led SEC in rebounding, led Washington State in rebounding. Maybe he can continue being a very great rebounder, work better on his perimeter defense, and add a bit more points to what he's used to scoring. There's no reason why he can't play in the NBA.